feel the fire burning hotter, climbing higher. 1,000 horses in my veins, freedom pumping through my chains. I'm born to blaze, born to fly through the steel and smoke we defy. Born to blaze, can't slow me down. The king of the track, the roar of the crown.
Welcome to another Saturday night with JWR eRacing. Saturday Night Fever. We are here with the Gen 6 cars at Daytona. We got a little warm-up session going on right now. Qualifying has ended. We've got 16 cars here fighting it out for the money here tonight. A few drivers out here going to rub off some paint out here in the warm-up session. We see the 9 and the 05 of McCullough. The 9, I believe, is Jace Lafort. 99 on the scoreboard. All right, we ran about 9 races. Actually, this is going to be race 9 in this series. Saturday night special. We've had 2 drivers pick up 2 wins. Malik Ray's picked up 2 victories in this Saturday Night Fever. Joe Hurta 2 as well. Kyler Wynn, Daniel Falkingham, Mellicar, and Jackson Byes have all picked up race wins here. It looks like out of that group, I'm looking at the lineup for tonight, and it looks like only Malik Ray is here out of our previous race winners. Byes did pick up the first race of the season. Got about 5 seconds left to get in warm-up here. We're going to get right back to our starting grid. See the Whitey Sharks poker number 229 of Tim White right there. My name's Chris Murphy with DRSN. Happy to be here with you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We try to make every single Saturday night show we can right now. James has been doing. James Waring at JW Paints has been doing a really good job putting these events together.
There was a 24-hour race going on at the same time, so that's probably why a little bit low numbers.
We're going to go ahead and get our starting lineup going as we're getting cars gridded up here now. As warm-up session is over, you can see them drivers getting organized there on pit road.
Being broadcast on the DRSN network. So top 3 will need to hang around. For
all right, it looks like $95 for the winner tonight. 95, 75, 50, 40, and 30 is the purse for the top 10 here tonight, with about 16 cars in this field.
Cause of caution EOL, second cause of caution drive-through, third cause of caution.
All right, starting grid here for 40 laps of action at Daytona. The Gen 6 cars on the pole. It is going to be the 02 of Richard Elliott. To his outside, the big red sponsor 00 of Michael Barksdale. Get back to row number 2. On the inside, it's the 51 of Zachary King and Tim White in the 229 Whitey Shark Poker. Back to row number 3, start on the inside, is the 01 of Logan York and the number 1 of Malik Ray. Back in row number 4, starting in 7th, it's the 05 of Josh McCullough and Aubrey Thompson in the 11. And the 2 car in 9th, usually our biggest supporter in the YouTube chat, is going to get on the racetrack here tonight. It's the 2 of Devin Ray, and to his outside, the 75 of Nick Sipple. We haven't seen Nick in quite a while. Good to see him out here tonight. Back in row number 6, starting in 11th, the 9 of Jace Lafort and Chase Mastretta in the number 8. Back in row number 7, starting 13th, it's going to be Kenneth McCullough Jr. in the 03, and Steve Sizemore going to start to his outside. Starting 15th is Quentin Steinbach and Joey Allen. That's going to round our 16-car field, and it doesn't look like Malik Ray has made it out onto the starting grid, so we'll see if he's going to start in the pits or if he may be out of this. So we may be down to 15 cars for the starting lineup here. All right, make our way down the long back straightaway here at Daytona. We're going to go green flag racing next time around. Lights are already out on the pace car. It is going to be Elliott and Barksdale bringing us to the line. right, thanks again for being here with us. I know you could be doing something else on a Saturday night. If you're watching the Late Model Dream and you're in the chat, don't spoil it for me. I'm going to try to catch it after this show is over with. All right, let's see who. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn down pit road here. Elliott Barstow going to bring us to the line. 40 laps of action here at Daytona. Money on the line. Who's going to take it home tonight? It does look like Malik Ray is not going to start this race. We're down to 15 starters. Green flag in the air as we come across. Start finish line. Elliott on the bottom. Barstow up on the outside. The 51 is Zachary King right there with him. Tim White in the 229. Tim's been absent for a little while. He first night back in a while. Tim with a good start up on the outside. He's got the 11 of Thompson right there behind him, but the bottom line looks a little better organized. We got a meatball flag for Quentin Steinbach. Not sure what that's about. It looks like maybe Malik Ray did start from the pit area. We'll see if he makes his way out onto the racetrack. No, he's going to be out. So we're down to 15 cars on the racetrack. Barstow on the outside. Tim White giving him a shove right there, and Thompson with him as well. So that outside line was getting pretty organized, but then they dropped down to the bottom. Barstow and White now drop down to the bottom right in front of the 02 of Elliott. Sipple looking to make it through out. He settles back behind the 11 of Thompson. And to come across the line to complete lap number 1. Barstow goes back down to the bottom. White takes a look to the outside. He's peeking to the outside. Maybe he's just trying to cool the car off a little bit. We head through 1 and 2 here on lap number 2. Barstow, White. Thompson now to the outside. He's got Sipple with him. Thompson wants to get out in front of this thing. He wants to lead this race. Here comes the 11. Got a big push from the 75. At the bottom's got 3. It's Barstow, White, and Elliott. And they're going to get a run through the bottom of 3 and 4. And Barstow coming across the line here to lead lap number 2 as he slides up in front of Thompson. He saw that outside line coming. He slides up in front of the 11 of Thompson. See if he slides back down to the bottom. Now it looks like White and Elliott got to run. He does just that. Barstow trying to find the best line to block off, and he's going to go back down to the bottom as here comes Tim White now. White and Elliott on the bottom. They're getting a little separation now. Caution is out. Caution is out. I see the Stretta in the 8 is turned around. As they head down into turn 1, so it looks like it may have involved Mastretta, McCullough, and Joey Allen. We'll see if we can go back here and take a quick look.
That's what I'm talking about, Jace. You tell him.
So we see Mastretta, the 4th car in the outside line there.
I mean, he's weaving in like a freaking cat on steroids. Hold a line.
He gets a little bump there from behind in the 9. Comes down across the racetrack. Across the nose of McCullough. Looks like, fortunately for McCullough, looks like McCullough kind of had a little net code issue and just glitched right through the 3. So I think McCullough might not have taken any damage there. So it looks like Mastretta going to get the worst of that. He's going to go around as we're under caution here for the first time tonight. All right, gotta thank JW Pace, James Waring for having us here one more time. I always enjoy getting a chance to cover these super speedway races on the Saturday nights. We've got 3 laps into some of our other sponsors out there. AI Chief supporting the channel. If you're looking for a little help out there when you're on the racetrack, check out AI Chief. They're really dialing that system in, getting you some good support. The pit strategy call has been just excellent when I've been using it. But unfortunately, it doesn't help me execute my pit stops. But it tells me it does a good job of telling me when I should pit anyway. All right, so it's going to be Barstow out in front of this thing. Tim White in second in the 239. Then it's Elliott, Thompson, King, Sipple. That's your top 6 right now. Then it's Jace LaForte in 7th, Logan York in 8th, Devin Ray back to 9th, Josh McCullough in 10th in the 05 after getting involved in that incident. And it's the 8 of Sizemore right there behind him. It looks like we're going to get drivers kind of poking down the nose. Are they actually going to pit, or they're going to do a little okey doke here? They're going to know everybody's coming down pit road. Pit stops here early on lap number 4 as we see Barstow in the 01 making his way down to his spot. Looks like a few drivers taking some left side. Barstow's going to win the race off the pit road. Elliott second. King in third. Off the pit road right there. Tim White, the big loser. Now he's going to fall back here to sixth. So early caution, early pit stops here at Daytona for the JWR eRacing Saturday Night Fever here with the Gen 6 cars. Every week they kind of change it up a little bit. One week we'll be in the trucks in the Gen 6, the next gen ARCA cars. You never know what we're going to be into, but Gen 6 here tonight at for 40 laps of racing action. Barksdale, Elliott, King, that's your top three. Barksdale did a good job winning the race off of pit road. So 15 cars started this race. It looks like we're already down to 13. We've got Mastretta down there taking a long pit stop. Where's King going? Oh, looks like we're going to take the bus stop down the back straightaway here under caution. All right, lights still on the pace car. We're going to go around one more time. Nice view looking down on Daytona Speedway. One more lap around. We'll go back to green flag racing on lap number. We got 5 laps. On lap number 4 right now. We're going to go green flag racing on lap number 5.
Choose, right? Yes, leader has choice.
All right, one more time around. Let's see if anybody else dives down to pits. It looks like Elliott's going to dive down pit road, doing a top off with some fuel.
So iRacing gets their shit together.
A few drivers that already pitted are going to come back down pit road, top off right here. 5 laps into this. We're going to have about 34 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing. Is that going to be enough fuel to make it the rest of the way? We'll see. See what the plan is here. A little bit different strategy. You've got some drivers down pit road. Only the top 5 still on the racetrack. Don't forget, we got more action coming your way this week here on DRSN. Tuesday night, we'll be back at 9 o'clock Eastern with the Dirty Old Bastards ARCA series. And then Wednesday night, we've got the American Appalachian ARCA series. We got ARCA Tuesday and Wednesday night here on DRSN. Also Wednesday night, we have the Fresno SCCA Club Mazda MX-5 series. It's a fun little series to cover. We do once a month. It's a mystery track this week, so we're not sure where they're going to be. And then Friday night, we've got the Half Decent Racing League next week.
You're okay with me pushing you, right, Michael?
Absolutely.
I was 4th in line.
All right, gonna go green flag off of turn number 4. It's gonna be King and Barksdale on the front row. Lafort, Sipple, White, that's your top 5. Everybody else behind them came down, took a late splash of fuel right there. Don't think anybody took tires. I'm not sure if you're really healthy or not anyway. So Steinbach out of this race. Malik Ray did not start. Chase Mastretta. Looks like Chase back out on the racetrack. Looks like he made it back out on the lead lap as well. So off of turn number 4, watch the iRacing pace car. Gonna make that left-hand turn one more time. We're going back to green flag racing. Barksdale, King, Sipple and Lafort. Green flag in the air once again. King down on the bottom. He's got a little bit more help down there with Sipple, but here comes Barksdale on the outside with Lafort. Lafort's going to give him a good shove there on the outside. It's going to push Barksdale to see if he leaves him hanging. It's down to the bottom of the racetrack. Does not quite have King cleared. He has to stay on the top. Let's see what he does here off of turn number 2. Barksdale hungry for a win in the 00. Big Red sponsored 00. He's got a good run on the outside. Here comes a 9-0 Lafort right there with him. Right behind him, it looks like Logan York. Logan York can look to the outside. He wants to make it 3 wide. He has momentum. White tries to go up there with him, hits the outside wall. We're 3 wide off of 3 and 4 right here for 3rd and 4th. 51 at King's going to get by Barksdale off of 4 down on the bottom of the racetrack. 3 wide racing right here in the middle of the pack. White now down to the bottom. He's got Lafort to his outside. Sipple trying to decide who to go with. He goes down to the bottom, catches the back bumper of King a little bit, just about loses it. Does a good job of saving the 75. Barksdale not with a lot of help. There goes that bottom line.
Good job, Logan.
Off of turn number 2, one more time down the back straightaway. Now it's King. Sipple. Barksdale gonna look to the outside. He's got Tim White. Gonna go with him. Little contact there on the Sipple. Little wiggle down the back straightaway. He's gonna save it down to 3 and 4. White's gonna go back down to the bottom. That's gonna be Barksdale out there all by himself, and we got a separation back here.
We're losing leaders. Just get in front of me, dog. At this point, it's not even.
A little bit of a separation between the two groups, but that second group's gonna reel in that top 4 here in a hurry. You got York up on the outside, Lafort down there on the bottom. That's 5th and 6th. The top 4 trying to stay nose to tail, but I don't think they've got a big enough distance to that group behind him to get away. We got 8 laps down, 32 to go. King, Sipple, White, Barksdale, that's your top 4.
Richard, I want everything. Give me everything you got.
Kenneth McCullough, that's the 8 of Sizemore, way up there on the racetrack by himself. He's got no help. He is going to the back. There goes Mastretta by him. There goes Devin Ray by him as well. So the 8 of Sizemore tried to make a move. It did not pay off. He's going backwards. Here comes the 01 of York. He's got to run on the outside. Sipple sees him coming. He jumps up to that outside line. Sipple's going to come across the line. Who's going to lead this time by? It's going to be the 75 of Sipple. At the line. York now to 2nd. Sipple goes back down to the bottom. I think he's going to fade back here a little bit because King was back there a little ways. That's going to let York get out in front. Laporte right there with him.
Come on, baby. You and me. Let's go.
Logan York now to the lead here. Jace Laporte right there with him. Your pole sitter, Richard Elliott, now back up to 3rd. Barksdale in 4th. Now there was no custom setup for this race. It was fixed setup, but they did run 105% horsepower. And you can see a lot of times that's going to make that outside line work just a little bit better. As now King goes down to the bottom. White right there with him, the 51 and the 239. Trying to get that bottom line working. Just 2 of them down there, 4 up on the top, but the top 4 cars aren't organized very well. A little gap in between them. That is going to allow King and White to have a little run here on the bottom. They're going to go to the front here. A good run on the bottom of the racetrack there for Zachary King and Tim White. They're going to challenge for the lead as they come off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. They're losing a little bit of ground here, but here comes McCullough and the 11 of Thompson trying to come up there and give him a little bit of a help. But right now it's York still out in front off of turn number 4.
You're on the right side of your car, but you keep following me down.
York, Lafort, Elliott, King. That's now your top 4. Barksdale back up on the top of the racetrack now. Everybody wants to be on the top. It looks like the place to be. The bottom 2 cars. Elliott's going to go down to the bottom. A little wiggle there from the 9. He's getting some shuffle around here. They're trying to crash, but they're going to keep it going here. 3 wide right there. Elliott had to take an evasive action. That messed up. That kind of crossed up the field right there. But somehow we keep it going straight, and that's still going to put Logan York out in front. Elliott now to 2nd. Lafort to 3rd. A big dive down to the bottom of the racetrack from Lafort. He really doesn't have much help right there. He's trying to do this on his own.
You're welcome.
Trying to get up a little, get a little side draft, but it's just not going to be enough. That's going to be York across the line. To complete lap number 12, will be leading this race. Logan York, Richard Elliott, Nick Sipple. Elliott's going to go down to the bottom. A little off-center push from Ray on the 8 of Mastretta. Mastretta got a little bit loose. He's already been around once in this race, but he's now back up into the top 5. Top 2 get away a little bit, but that's not going to last very long. Here comes Mastretta. Mastretta's got to run. He's going to look to the inside. Mastretta usually is not going to settle behind anybody. If he's got a chance to move somewhere, he's going to do it. I would see as soon as he gets an opportunity, he's going to dive to the bottom of the racetrack here, but he's going to have to stay tucked in behind Sipple right now as they come across the line. A little more sponsor, Collateral Damage Sports Network, bringing you some of these overlays. Got to thank Shane Cochran over there, Collateral Damage. Back down to the bottom, you see Devin Ray in the 2. He's trying to get to the front of this. Everybody wants to lead. Sipple with a good shove on York through the center of 1 and 2. They're going to have some momentum off the corner. York, Sipple doing a really good job right there, hanging on to York. They're just trying to stay together, see if they can get some separation. But right now, they are gonna get a little separated. It looks like Simple maybe had to back off and cool the 75 down a little bit, but he's gonna get right back to the back bumper of the 01. Mastretta right there as well in the 8. Looking to the outside is the Force and the 9. He's gonna tuck back in. So it looks like no matter how well that bottom line gets organized, the top just seems to come back on him right now. As I say that, here comes Devin Ray in the 2. Off of turn number 2, but watch that outside line as they come off the corner. They're going to pull him. The outside line just gets too much momentum off the corner. King getting loose right in the middle of the field.
My bad, my bad.
Does a nice job of keeping it going forward. Off of turn number 4, coming to the line. This time it is once again Logan York leading the way. Nick Sipple, Chase Mastretta, Devin Ray, everybody's right here together. We've got 14 cars on the racetrack, 13 cars all in this lead draft. Only Steve Sizemore in the 8 has lost the draft right now. He's hoping for a caution flag. Started with 15, we're down to 14. Steinbach retired early. Ray on the bottom of the racetrack, he's hoping Elliott can get back to his bumper, give him a shove. King's going to try to drop down. He gets stuck in the middle. I think he's going to try to drop down in front of Ray, but just did not have it cleared. Now he is in that middle by himself. He is going to go backwards to see if he can sneak up behind Barksdale on the outside. He's going to do just that. 15 down, 25 to go. York been led the most laps in this race. Sipple's been right there with him. They've been teamed up here since they got together. Sipple not trying to take it, not trying to really go anywhere, but just stay right there on the back bumper of the 01. Bottom line trying to get organized once again, but it's just not enough. It's Ray, Elliott, and White down there. Oh, gonna go contact right there. Mastretta gets a little bump from the 9. I think that was the two that got together earlier. Little contact with the outside wall, but they're going to keep going here again. We've tried to crash 3 or 4 times in this race, and the caution hasn't come out yet. All right, let's see if Devin Ray can get anything going on the bottom of the racetrack. Come across the line, complete lap number 17. We are 2 by 2, all up front. Ray goes back to the outside. Fort tried to go with him. And Sipple tries to come back down to the bottom, but 0-2 of Elliott was already there. Little contact right there. Sipple's going to keep it going. Just about got turned around off the nose of the 0-2. Good shot down the back straightaway here at Daytona. Everybody trying to shuffle around. You can see them dancing. The cars just dancing everywhere on the racetrack. Contact with Mastretta. Mastretta and the 9 get back together again. Mastretta turned back up into the 9. He is going to pay for that one. He's going to go to the back of this one. Looks like Mastretta may be out of this one. The 8 and the 9 got back together to see if he's going to hang on to the draft. Looks like the 8 and the 9 got together. That's about the second or third time we've seen them get together in this race. And if this race stays green flag, Mastretta looks to have lost the draft. It's just him and Sizemore back there. As a matter of fact, we got 10 cars left in this lead draft. Here comes Logan York back on the outside with Nick Sipple. Is Sipple going to take a look to the inside? He hasn't done that yet. He's been happy to stay committed to the 01. Devin Ray on the 2. Got to see a little momentum on the bottom of the racetrack. York sees him coming. He's going to block off that run. He's going to go back to the top here off of 4. Cross the line one more time. It's going to be Logan York. Let's look at our lap leaders here real quick. It's been York, Barksdale, King, Sipple, and Elliott have all led a lap, but York by far has led the most. King with a big move to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to drop down in front of the 2 of Ray. Off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway this time. It's York, King, Ray on the bottom. Elliott and White right there with him. We got 4 cars on the top, everybody else on the bottom of the racetrack. And we've got 2 cars with Kenneth McCullough and Audrey Thompson kind of back off the draft, trying to stay together, trying to reel themselves back up to that lead draft. They're staying nose to tail. If they can stay like this for a few more laps, they might be able to get up there, but right now they've lost a little bit of ground. They're down about 2.3 seconds. The bottom line still not getting there. They've been trying this entire race to get that bottom line organized, and it's just not enough. That top's just too much momentum. York's going to drop down to the bottom, going to block off the run. It looks like King had a little bit of run. York got some separation. He got about 2 car lengths between everybody in front of him. They're going to reel him in a hurry. Here comes the 75 to Sipple's going to give him a shove down the back straightaway. LaForte right there as well in the 9. Once again, the 9 wiggling around the racetrack. Barksdale takes evasive action. He goes down to the bottom. That napper number 9 of LaForte has had a handful all day long. We've seen him wiggling around since the drop of the green flag. York goes down to the bottom, a little bit of a late block. Barksdale has to check up. King gets into the back of him a little bit. They're going to keep it going. York goes back up to the top with Sipple, and it's only 3 cars on the top right now. Let's see if those 3 cars can keep up the momentum. But right now, off of 2, Barksdale with a good run, a little bit of shove up the racetrack. He gets into the door of York, back down below the yellow line. Barksdale does a good job of keeping it going. The 01 and that 75 have been glued together since we went back to green flag racing after our first caution. The 9 right there with him, and that bottom line is backing up Barksdale. White, everybody abandoned him. They're going to the top of the racetrack. King's going to take a look to the inside of LaForte as they're coming across the start finish line. He's got a good run. He's all the way up alongside of Sipple, trying to get up alongside the 01 of York as well for the lead. Not quite going to get there. He's got the 2 of Ray right there with him. Are they going to have enough off of turn number 2? We're past the halfway mark, 22 down, 18 to go here at Daytona for the JWR eRacing Saturday Night Fever. Logan York's led the most laps in this race. He's looked really strong. He's had a lot of help from the 75 of Sipple. King down on the bottom now with Ray right there with him. It looks like Elliott now back up to the top of the racetrack, your pole sitter.
Sorry, Nick, trying to hit you square.
10 cars in the lead draft. At 27, Joey Allen is the last car back there in 10th spot. Then is McCullough Thompson. You can see them back there, back in the distance. Those 2 cars trying to get back up to the field. We've got 2 cars out of this race. Mistretta and Steinbach have both retired. Started with 15. We're down to 13. 10 cars in the lead draft. Right now, Sizemore way off the pace. Running around by himself right now. But right now, up here in the front, this is your battle. It's Logan York, Nick Sipple, Jace LaForte, Zachary King. Got a run on the bottom of the racetrack. He's got Ray right there with him. Here comes Tim White. They're going to try to get up here.
Tim, I'm cooked, so this line's dead, brother.
Elliott's going to go down to the bottom of the racetrack. Nobody goes with him. I thought Barksdale might go with him. He's going to go with him. It's a little bit late. Is this going to be enough as they head down into 1 and 2 this time? I think if Barksdale might have went with him right away, they might have had a chance. But Elliott jumped down there by himself. Just hit a big parachute of air, I guess you want to call it. Backed up right there. Barksdale tried to go with him, but it was a little bit late. Sipple gets a little bit off center push on York. York gets loose. Sipple gets loose. He goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. York goes down there to pick him up. Sipple's going to go back up the top. Watch the 9. That 9 has just had a handful. I'm not sure if he's got a lot of maybe dead space in his wheels or something, man, but he has been fighting that number 9 all day long. 15 to go. That's on across the line.
Yeah.
Off of turn number 2. Down the back straight over here one more time. York Sipple on the outside. It's quite the camera. That's a new camera angle I'm trying out there. So it's got a lot of shake to it. All right, the outside line definitely looks like where you want to be right now. It has definitely been the most dominant of this race. And right now, it's Logan York, Nick Sipple, Jace LaForte right there. Josh McCullough's made his way back up into the top 5. He's up there in 4th. He's got Zachary King right there behind him. Devin Ray and Bart, so that's your outside line. Down on the bottom, it's Richard Elliott, Devin Ray, and Joey Allen. Actually, it's Tim White, not Devin Ray. Sorry about that. It's Elliott, White, and Allen down on the bottom of the racetrack. We've got 1 caution flag in this race. It was back on lap 4. We've been green flag ever since. Last week we went green checkered. A lot of clean racing going on here at JWR eRacing Saturday Night Fever. 10 cars now. 10 cars in this lead draft. If we stay green flag racing, it's anybody's racer in the top 10. McCullough and Thompson still trying to make their way up to this field, but they're falling back still. They're still about 5 seconds back now at this point. So they keep trying to reel them in, but they keep losing ground. I thought they might be able to get up there a little bit, but only 2 of them. But with these cars running side by side, I thought they might have a little bit of pace. As it looks like that Mastretta down on the bottom of the racetrack. The 8 car is going to catch his way back up into the pack, and there might be Sizemore in the 8 right there in front of him. Let's see if Mastretta tried to catch the draft, but just couldn't make it. As Mastretta is 8 laps down right now. They come up on the lap car of Sizemore. Let's see where Sizemore goes. Right now he's kind of in the middle of the racetrack. Let's see if he goes down to the bottom. Most of the time he went to lap cars, but he's just sitting right in the middle of the racetrack. Really, the lead car's coming up on him. Don't really know where he's going to go. He's down on the bottom. That's going to cause the crash right there as Ray gets into the back of the lap car of Sizemore. I don't know if Devin Ray just didn't realize how slow Sizemore was going when they came up there. But that is going to be caution number 2. We see Joshua McCullough with a meatball flag, Elliott with a meatball flag. So we've got some drivers that have been running up in the front of this thing with some heavy damage. And it looks like Devin Ray might have got away with that, but it looked like, I just don't think Ray realized just how slow Sizemore was going. Let's take a look at this here. As we see the 8 car, he's kind of really, it looks to be undecisive where he's going to go. You think the lap car is going to go to the top or the bottom. He's right in the middle of the racetrack. Your leaders, your first 4 or 5 cars are going to go by on the outside. But here comes Devin Ray. He's getting a shove from Elliott. As they start to catch that lap car of Sizemore, at this point I'm thinking maybe they think Sizemore is going to go off the racetrack, but Sizemore just moves more up in the middle of the racetrack. Ray gets into him. That turns him up into... Let's see if we can find a good wide shot angle of this here. Well, that's definitely not it. I mean, it's just going to involve most of the field. You see White getting involved. There goes Elliott up into the outside wall, off the nose of the 239. The 9 going around the 8 as well. So as the outsider looking in, I'm not really sure what Sizemore was doing there as a lap down. You want, most of these times they're going to be in voice chat asking these guys to go one way or the other. But we are under caution here for, I guess with only 13 cars are on the racetrack, 14 cars on the racetrack, what would be the big one. All right, let's see if anybody dives down to pit road. We've got 11 to go right now. So we're going to take a real quick advantage of this and step away for just a second, grab ourselves a drink. We're going to be right back. Right now it is Logan York, Nick Sipple, Devin Ray, your top 3.
Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind, and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
All right, we're back live with you here on DRSN, JWR eRacing Saturday Night Fever here at Daytona. Everybody came down on pit road during that caution, and it looks like we got a few drivers that may have taken 4 tires. Let's see if our pit stop stats show here. Zachary King looks like he took 2. The rest of the drivers all took 4. Some repairs back there for Elliott, McCullough, LaForte, and everybody on back. All right, we're going to run one more time here. We've got 30 to go. We'll go back to green flag racing with 8 laps left to go. Right now it's Zachary King, Nick Sipple. We look at our lap leaders. Most laps led definitely by Logan York. He's at 21 laps of this race. Barksdale with 5, King, Sipple, and Elliott have all led at least one lap. Well, they're our biggest movers of the race. Allen up 10. Started back in 16th. He's up to 6th right now. Sipple up 8. McCullough up 5. Ray and King all moved up as well. And right now, Zachary King in the 51 is looking pretty good out there right now. But Sipple, the 75, has been strong all day long, but he's been a good pusher there. He's been dedicated to the 01. Let's see if the 01 pays him back right here, as they've now switched positions. The 01 of York now behind the 75. All right, top 10 right now. King, Sipple, York, Ray, Tim White, Joey Allen, Thompson in 7th, Michael Barksdale in the 8th spot, Kenneth McCullough Jr. 9th, and Joshua McCullough in the 10th spot. It looks like McCullough, the 05, still has some damage on the right front. That right front still looks a little bit towed out. And it looks like it might be a little low right there too. So let's see if McCullough can catch back up to this field. LaForte in the 9, and Elliott also trying to catch up to the field before we go green flag. As they're making their way off of turn number 4 right now, our pace car and our rest of our field are all coming off of 2, so they should easily make their way up to the back of the field before we go green flag. If you haven't done so before, if it's your first time here on DRSN, hit the subscribe button, give us a like, jump into the chat, tell us who you think's going to win this race. Don't forget, we're also back Tuesday night with the Dirty Old Bastards ARCA Series. There have been some fantastic races on Tuesday nights. Do not miss that. And Wednesday night, we got 2 races coming your way. The SEC, Fresno Club of America, with the Mazda MX-5 Series on Wednesday night. Also, the American Appalachian ARCA Series Wednesday night as well. If you got a special event or a league or just a hosted race or whatever, you're looking for some coverage, reach out to us, send us an email. You can find us on Facebook at DRSN. But right now, we're going to go back to green flag racing. Green flag will fly with 8 laps left to go.
We're cooked.
We got 12 cars here. Anybody's race. I think Joshua McCullough may be out of this one, but everybody else in front of him has a chance at this one. Let's see how this comes out. Mastretta and Sizemore are a lap down. I think Mastretta's out of this. But here comes King now to the line. He's got Ray. They got a little separation back to Allen. Watch that bottom line with Sipple, York, and it looks like the 239 of White. Let's see if they can make that bottom line work. Nobody else has really been able to make it work to their advantage all day long, but it looks like the 75 and the 01 are going to do just that. They come off of turn number 2. They've got to run down the back straightaway. Can they catch some momentum into 3? Here comes the 75 of Sipple. He wants to lead this race. He's got the 01 of York right there with him. The 75 and the 01 have been working well together all race long, and they're going to push their way to the front. Can they clear King to the outside? Sipple's going to move up to the outside. Going to leave York down on the bottom with Tim White and the 11 of Thompson. Everybody else up on the top of the racetrack. Sipple now on front's got King. Ray takes a peek to the inside. Allen now in 4th. Little contact with Barksdale. Barksdale gets a little contact there with McCullough. He starts to go down the racetrack. He saves it right there off of turn number 2. Looks like there's still a little damage on the 05. I'm surprised he's hanging on to the draft right there. Go Thompson going to go for the racetrack. That's going to leave White all alone down on the bottom. Off of turn number 4, going to come across the line. 6 laps left to go. Nick Sipple, King, Ray, Allen. We got a little smoke on the screen. I'm not sure what that was for. 10 cars here still on the lead draft. Actually down to 9. Tim White looks to be losing the draft. Tim White falling off. He's been up here battling all day long, but he is now falling off the draft. It's down to 9. Everybody up on the top, single filed out. Nobody really making a move. York takes a peek to the inside of 75. He thinks it better, but he goes back into the top, right in front of the 2 of Ray. Going to stay organized across the line, be 5 fingers in the air from Barney the flagman. I don't think he actually does that, but we're going to come across the line. 5 to go for Nick Sipple.
Can't go now.
Who's going to be the first one to make a move? Are we going to stay in line? It looks like White does a good job. He gets reeled back into the back of the draft. So we're back up to 10 cars in the lead draft. The 9 of Lafort and the 02 of Elliott off the pace. They are out of the draft. We've got 12 cars left on the racetrack. The top 10 here, all nose to tail. Down the back straightaway, it's Nick Sipple out in front. Looks like McCullough is trying to make a move. There goes York back down to the bottom of the racetrack. McCullough and Barstow go with him. A late block from King is going to be down in front of York. York, that's going to cause a crash. King upside down in the 51. He's going to slide across on his roof.
That was bad, bro. If you're going to block, at least be able
That
to
pretty much crashed the entire field right there. Sipple was out in front. He's got a meatball flag. He's going to have to come down pit road. We got 4 to go. We're going to have our first green-white checkered attempt. That looked like a late block attempt from the 51 of York as he's towed into the pits. Looked like heavy damage on the front of the 239 as well. Barksdale with some damage. I don't think there's anybody on the racetrack that didn't get a piece of that one. Let's go back and take a look at that. So York had a good run down on the bottom. And King goes down to block right there, and it's just a little late. York gets into the back of him. He's going to come back up the racetrack. He's going to collect Sipple. See if we can find a good wide shot angle of this here. And I think everybody on the racetrack got a piece of that one. I thought maybe Thompson got clear of that, but it looks like he might have...
Good job, Zach.
So it looked like all 10 cars up in the lead draft got a piece of that somewhere. Let's take a look at that from the onboard of York if we can here.
Just green white checker, right?
Let's see here real quick. There we go. We might have a different angle here. So you're going to see York. You're going to see this run that York shot coming up down here on the bottom of the racetrack. Watch the 51 on the outside. He sees it coming. He wants to drop down to the bottom. And he just not realized the head of steam they got coming at him. As he drops down here right as I go into turn number 3. But it's just a little bit too late. York can't get slowed up in time. Gets into the back of the 51. A hard shot sends him down on the apron. He's going to come back up the racetrack, collect the 75.
Chase.
And then from this shot right here, you're just going to see everybody involved in this. Let's take a look here at Thompson in the 11. 51 at King upside down. Big contact there from the 2 to the door of Barksdale. Tim White gets into the nose of the 27. King still flipping upside down.
That's enough.
I'm just watching the... I'm watching the 11 to see if he gets through this thing clearly. I think he's the only car that might have got through this whole thing without some kind of contact. I don't mean to chuckle here, but he does a really good job. All right, we're going to go back to green flag. This time will be green-white checkered. We're under caution now for the, let's say the second time. I think this was the third time. Third caution flag. Even though Logan York heavily involved in that incident, he is going to come out of this thing with the lead. And we've got 4 cars left on the racetrack. Mastretta's out there as well, but he is a few laps down at this point. Everybody else down pit road right now, as we can see the 02 of Elliott. Down there getting some repairs. Look at the damage on the 00 of Barksdale right there behind him. I mean, this just looks like a wrecking yard down here. The 51 with some damage. He's getting some tires on the car. The 239 of White all tore up. As we're going to see the 8 of Sizemore making his way off pit road. McCullough in the 05 also trying to get some repairs. Sipple's had a really good run. He's also going to be making some repairs on the 75. Let's see if everybody can make it back out on the racetrack without losing a lap.
It's a repair.
5 cars left on the racetrack right now. It looks like York, McCullough, and Thompson might have got away with the least amount of damage. Mastretta back there in the back of this thing. He is 8 laps down at this point. All right, we've got 3 green-white checkered attempts if we need it. We're going to get the first one. Next time around, lights are out on the pace car. It looks like The 2 of Devin Ray's making his way off back down pit road. Actually, he's still got lots of repairs left to go. We see the 75 of Sipple making his way out. It looks like the 05 of Josh McCullough right there in front of him as well. Joey Allen's going to make his way back onto the racetrack. Elliott, Barksdale, and Tim White still down on pit road. They may be out of this thing. So it looks like we might be down to 10 cars when we go back to Green Flag Racing, as the 51 of Zachary King looks to also have retired at this point. So one of our smaller fields we've had on a Saturday night, only 15 cars started. We've been averaging somewhere about 20 to 24. But still some really good racing there, but just you see just a mistake right there. Going to pile up the entire field. Zachary King just trying to make a late block on that inside line. We've got some good cars still left up in the front of this thing without any damage. Kenneth McCullough Jr., one of the most experienced super speedway guys we have out here right now. York's been running really well. Logan York, also one of the most experienced guys on the racetrack. He is trying to get his first win here of the JWR eRacing Saturday Night Fever. Chase LaForte there in the 9, in the Napa number 9.
I'll take care
Does
of
he
you
have
while I
anything for
can.
these guys here late? Lights are out on the pace car. See how many cars we have. I hope they can still hold the draft. It looks like McCullough, Sipple got full repairs. Allen and Elliott as well back there.
Yeah, but he's got me.
So we got maybe 8 or 9 cars that can still have a chance. You can see Devin Ray in the 2 limping around back there. He is all tore up. All right. Pace car's going to make his way down pit road one more time. Green flag will fly. Green flag in the air. McCullough gets loose right there off the nose of Thompson on the start. They're going to keep it going. That's going to let York get away from the group. McCullough now up to the outside. He gets into Sipple. Turns down across the racetrack. Word caution here one more time. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I thought I saw Kenneth McCullough get either spun the tires or got a little bit of a shove there from Thompson when we came back to the green flag. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Let's find a good angle of it. So watch McCullough on the bottom here. Does he get a shove from Thompson, or does he just break the tires loose? Let's jump on the roof cam here of Thompson. It's kind of hard to tell right there, but it looks like.
I gotta hold you. This is a pretty bad race for having like 16 drivers.
It looks like Thompson might have gotten it back a little bit, got him a little bit loose, and then we see McCullough here.
He's out there.
Down the racetrack. And it just kind of drifts up the racetrack, gets into Sipple, comes down across and collects the 11 of Thompson. Not much contact there for either of them. They're going to spin down out of the way. Both of them did a good job of keeping it off the inside wall. But we're under caution again for the 4th time. All right, that was green-white checkered attempt number 1. This will be number 2. Don't think we'll see anybody pit. All right, so we're going to go around at least 2 times here. We're going to jump away here real quick. You'll be in the split screen, so you're not going to miss anything on the racetrack of these guys cruising around under caution. But right now it's Logan York, Jace LaForte, Nick Sipple, McCullough, Elliott. That's your top 5.
The Collateral Damage Sports Network overlays can take your broadcast to the next level. Whether you want to kick off the show with our all-new infographics or wrap it up with our Race Results 2.0 with podium and superlatives. In the race, dive in to see who got on and off pit road the fastest, and then use our head-to-head plug-in package to know exactly when your driver will catch the leader. For your onboard cameras, you've got to have the tower telemetry. Then for the rest of your broadcast, keep up with all the action with alerts for penalties, off-tracks, and other events, stage break grids, alternative leaderboards, special event plugins like the Indy 500 qualifying, and a ton more to keep up with all your favorite drivers from start to finish, from country to country, and pull your standings directly from SimRacer Hub. Join all of our elite broadcasting partners and find your next broadcast upgrade at CollateralDamageSportsNetwork.com.
All right, back to live action here. Lights are still on the pace car. We're going to have our second attempt at a green-white checkered. I had to check in on the Dream.
Back out, boys. The crew was able to do a full.
I won't ruin it for anybody that might be going to watch it later. So, all right. How many cars we got left? I've got 4 cars on the racetrack, a bunch of other drivers all down there trying to get some repairs. I think we might have, at the most, 11 cars left if we can get drivers get some repairs out there. But Logan York, Jace LaForte, that last caution came out with contact with Kenneth McCullough and Thompson. They're both still on the racetrack in 3rd and 4th right now. Doesn't look like either one of them took a whole lot of damage.
You bet.
Is that Stein? We haven't really seen. I thought Steinbach actually retired from this race. He's still out there. Is that? Well, Quentin came back on the racetrack. He's down 40 laps in this race. I'm not sure what the 22 is doing out there on the racetrack right now. He's only completed 1 lap. So let's see if he goes to the back and gets out of the way here. All right, lights are out. We'll go green next time around. Once again, my name is Chris Murphy. We're here with DRSN. Thank you so much for being here. White does a good job of getting out with some repairs, staying on the lead lap, or actually not losing another lap. He is down 4 at this time. More action coming to you this week here on DRSN. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notified when we go live. Tuesday night we got the Dirty Old Bastards. Wednesday night All-American Appalachian Racing ARCA Series. Also the SEC Fresno Club on Wednesday night. Friday night next week the Half Decent Racing League. Lots of action coming your way on DRSN. And once again, if you've got something out there looking for some coverage for, reach out to us. Send us a message here on YouTube. Send us an email, smoke signals, Facebook message, whatever you can find. We're going to go green this time with second attempt at a green-white checkered. The last one, we didn't even get past the start-finish line.
They mentioned Quentin on the front. I'm not sure why he's out here. He only completed 1 lap.
LaForte's going to make his way around the bus stop back here down the back straightaway.
Good story, you know, the guy that just won't give up.
All right, make our way through 3 and 4 here. Hopefully for our last restart, we've got, it's our second, like we said, second green-white checkered attempt. We'll have one more if we need it.
Patience is beyond me, bro. Love you for it.
It's going to be York and LaForte. That 9 car has appeared to be a handful most of the day. Let's see how he does with somebody behind him pushing him. All right, pace car's in the pits. One more, pulls out to the infield one more time. Green flag in the air. York on the outside. He's got Kenneth McCullough right there in the 03. Down on the bottom is LaForte and Thompson. A little better start this time. We're going to get away cleanly. Down into turn number 1. Their dice. It's getting a little spicy already towards the middle of the field. Here they come through 1 and 2 this time. It's York, McCullough right there with him. Thompson now up to 3rd. Contact from the 9 and the 8. Chase Mastretta and the 9 have had a little contact in this race. It looks like Mastretta back there on the back bump for the 9. We'll see what happens as they head through 3 and 4. Keep an eye on that 7th car in line back there.
Chase.
That's not me! That's not me!
They're going to come off of turn number 4, coming for the white flag. Mastretta still giving the 9 a shove as they come off of turn number 4. We're going to come across the line, take the white flag. This time by, though, it's going to be Logan York, Kenneth McCullough, Aubrey Thompson, Nick Sipple, your top 4. And it's Joshua McCullough in the lap car, Chase Mastretta in the 8. Off of turn number 2 for the last time. Can anybody do anything with Logan York? He has been strong here all day long. Does Kenneth McCullough have anything for him? Is Thompson going to go with him? They got together on that last caution. Are they going to work together to find a way around York off of 3 and 4? Sipple right there as well. Joshua McCullough is now back up to 5th. Making her way off of turn number 4. McCullough looking for a lane. He's going to look to the inside. York doesn't have a chance to block it. And Kenneth McCullough to the bottom. Going to come up the racetrack. A little contact with York. Going to come across the line. It's going to be Logan York with the win at the line. The 03 and the 01 getting back and forth together, but it's going to be Logan York bringing home the win. Kenneth McCullough tried to do what he could. He went down to the bottom of the racetrack. We got a little bit loose. Ended up getting into the 01. Logan York going to bring home the win here on week number 10, I believe it is, of the JWR eRacing Saturday Night Fever.
Good win, Logan.
Let's go back and take a look at that finish here one more time.
Yeah, good win, Logan.
Hey, I got lucky.
They're coming
with,
off of turn number 4. I'm trying to find a
going
better
time.
angle than one I was using here.
Yeah, good push there, Nick.
Yeah, I was trying.
If it wouldn't have gotten me there, I think I'd have.
And you can see McCullough goes down to the bottom of the racetrack, gets a little bit of a push from Sipple. That gets him loose across the line. It is 0.03 of a second across the line. The difference between first and second. Everybody's going to pile it up after the checkered flag. Another fantastic finish here on our second green-white checkered attempt. Logan York, Kenneth McCullough, Albie Thompson, your top 3.
That was my love tap. Good job.
Thanks.
See if we have anybody in the win. We got Thompson up there. We're going to see if York or McCullough join us as well. All right, let's get Aubrey up in here with us. Hey, Aubrey, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
Remember, top 3 to the waiting room.
Okay, so what's the payout?
Aubrey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. All right.
Only top.
Let's see. It looks like Logan might have joined us as well, but we're
You're-
getting.
you're an
Okay, going here.
idiot,
Well, tell us how your adventure. You got involved in that caution there with Ken, there, on that first green-white checkered attempt. Kind of walk us through the last couple of laps from your point of view.
Yeah, me and Kenny was working together. We had a plan on that restart, but James said my car went inside of Kenny, so that's just my luck. But
James, I gotta
That's the
ask,
only
are there
reason
any
that
repercussions
it
for
was
stuff like
like
that,
it
or is
did.
this just
But,
have at it
I mean,
boys
we-
racing?
Me and Kenny come back and finish second and third, I think.
Yeah, from our point of view, I couldn't tell if Ken got looser in front of you, or if you got in the back of him a little bit. But you guys did a good job of rebounding. But it looked like you were working pretty well together most of the day.
Yeah, like I said, I think James said that my bumper ended up going inside of his, and that's what caused it. And once them cars get on the apron, that's it. So, but yeah, all in all, it was a good race.
Well, good job out there tonight, man. I appreciate you jumping in the YouTube chat when you're not racing, supporting the channel. Appreciate you. I see you out there every once in a while, so thank you for that. But hey, man, before you get out of here, anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Yeah, just want to thank Kenny and them. Thank you for doing the broadcast. You do a good job. All of them I watch, I enjoy watching them. And thank James for putting on these races.
All right, brother. Well, have a good rest of the night, and I'm sure we're going to see you again.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You bet. All right, let's get our winner up here real quick. Hey, Logan, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
What's up, man?
That was a fun race, man. You look like you and Nick had a good plan together, but it just didn't pan out towards the end. Or were you just kind of working together? Did you have a plan, or were you just kind of end up nose to tail there?
I mean, we're not teammates or nothing, but we raced around each other enough to know what we're doing. I mean, the top is overpowered in these cars. There's honestly no point in even being on the bottom, to be honest. And every time, the plan was just every time the bottom would get a run, I'd go down so that way the car behind me or Nick can get air, and then just do that over and over again. And then if we would have gotten to the end, I think we would have tried to race it out. But yeah, unfortunately there's a wreck, which I just barely missed, and that's it.
Yeah, we had that long green flag run. I thought we were going to finish off on green, but then a couple incidents get together, and like always, cautions breed cautions. And but you did a good job getting back to the front. Kind of tell us about that, about second to last caution there. You had a good run down on the bottom. The 51 kind of came down to try to block you guys off. And from our point of view, it looked a little bit late. Didn't really look like you had much of an opportunity to slow down to get before you got into the back of the 51 there.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's gonna block, I would expect someone to make, if they're gonna block. I'm cool with a block like that if they can hold the car, but he spun himself out doing that, and I I lost talent and went on the apron too from that. Usually, I don't know why I wasn't able to keep it straight there, but yeah, I mean, it's all good. It's just I know he's pretty new to money racing and stuff, so it'll just come with time, just figuring out like how much time it takes to get to where you're going. Because I think it only happened because he was still going to the bottom when where there was contact, and if you're gonna block, you can't expect someone to lift for you.
Yeah, but good job, man. Good stuff staying in there, pushing your way through that, and just staying regroup and get back to the front. You did a good job. Held off Kenny right there at the end. I thought he might have had a chance at the bottom. I mean, 300ths of a second at the line. I mean, just by inches across the line. I'm looking at a replay of it right now. Maybe about a foot was about all you had. Looked like Aubrey might have come up and give you a little help there at the end.
Yeah, yeah, I got pretty lucky with Ken getting loose there, but I'm not sure what the rule is with speed matching here, so I didn't do it. But I think I mean I could have next time I could, like, if someone gets to the bottom, I could kind of rub on their door a little bit so that way it like kind of glitches and stops their car like every other like super speedway race. I wasn't 100% sure if you're allowed to do that here, so
Well,
I didn't. So I'll have to get into the rule book. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think if he wouldn't have gotten loose, I think he probably would have beat me.
well, for those of us that aren't overly experienced with super speedway racing, why don't you tell us just a little bit, just a quick definition of what speed matching is?
Yeah, it's if you're next to somebody. I mean, you only do it if you're in front of them. But if you're at one of these tracks, like if you're on someone's car, it just stop. Like it's impossible for them to pass you because like they can't gain more speed than you, so they just get stuck like wherever they are on your car. You can do it if you're behind someone, but then like why would you want to be stuck behind them? You know what I mean?
100%. Well, good job out there. Now, man, congratulations on the your first JWR win here on our Saturday Night Fever. But before we get you out of here, anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Yeah, I just want to thank Nick for pushing me there for the green flag run. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. I want to thank James Waring for putting the race on, and I want to thank everyone that watches the races and brings more eyes to money racing. And that's it.
All right, brother. Well, have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll talk to you again.
Thank you, sir. You too.
All right, let's get Kenneth up here. Hey, Ken, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, you gave it everything you had there at the end. A little contact with you and Aubrey. The first green-white checker attempt. Did you think you were going to get it gathered up and have a chance to win this thing at that point?
When I seen everybody pit there, and I was going to pit too because I know I had a little bit of damage, but and me and Aubrey we was working together. We was teammates tonight, so once they all pitted, I was like, well, this is going to put us back in the same spot we was at. So let's stay out and see what we got. Race was a little rough, but overall there at the end to come home, I think I had 3 teammates finish in the top 5, so can't ask for a better day, I guess.
Yeah, I was really surprised the damage that Josh had for him to get back up into the top 5. A good run there, kind of stick it out, but. I couldn't tell on that one green-white checkered. I couldn't tell if you got loose or if Aubrey got in the back of you. They were kind of. What was their perspective from where you were at?
I think James said that Aubrey went inside my bumper. I think it was a little net code.
Gotcha.
I felt like it just picked me up. I didn't want to go before Logan did and get black flag there because he was the lead car, and Logan waited to the end of the box to go, and Aubrey kind of pushed me before, and I think he just kind of warped inside my bumper there a little bit. It happens.
Well, it was a good run out there tonight. It was a good race. That long green flag run was really fun to watch. I was hoping it was going to stay green flag, as I'm sure you guys were as well. But I guess you needed the caution there at that point because you had kind of lost the lead draft at that point, so they kind of gave you the chance to get back up there. But as usual, what happens with these races, we get one caution and here comes another one. But fun race out there tonight. I'm sure we missed the MMS. Did you guys have an MMS race earlier tonight as well?
Yeah, we did. We had one earlier.
That's good. We're going to have to jump in there with one of you guys who haven't done that in quite a while. But great race out there tonight, man. MMS bringing home, like you said, 3 of the top 5 tonight. So before we get you out of here, anybody else want to give a thanks to?
Yeah, thanks to thank y'all for doing the broadcast. Thank James for putting up with us. We are a handful. We're like a bunch of kids sometimes. So, but yeah, thank my teammates and thanks everybody for coming out and everybody that tunes in and watches.
All right, brother. We'll appreciate it. Have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll talk to you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So Logan York coming home with the victory here tonight. Let's see if we can jump forward to the finish of this here one more time. Just watch this in live time here from a little bit different angle. As you can see, York coming off of turn number 4. McCullough did everything he could, went down to the bottom. Sipple went with him right there. He was going to give him a shove to the line, but they got a little bit loose, little contact right there. Close finish at the end. The top 5 all right on top of each other. You could have put a blanket over him. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves out of it. Well, before we do that, let's take a look at our complete results here. Logan York coming on with the win. Kenneth McCullough from 13th to 2nd. Aubrey Thompson 3rd. Nick Sipple ran up front all day long. He is going to come home in 4th. Joshua McCullough in 5th. Sizemore going to come back into the 6th spot after being off the pace and a lap down early. Jace Lafort in 7th. Joey Allen 8th. Devin Ray Richard Elliott, your pole sitter, going to finish in 10th. Tim White back in 11th. Barksdale 12th. Chase Mastretta 13th. Zachary King involved in that big incident 14th. Steinbach got out and ran a couple laps at the end of the race. He's 15th. Malik Gray did not take the green flag. Like we said, your pole sitter was Richard Elliott. Fastest lap of the race by York. Most laps yet led by York. Coming home with the victory here tonight with the JWR eRacing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and check out for the evening. Really appreciate you spending your night with us. Once again, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. Do it now. So for everybody here at DRSN, thank you so much for spending your evening with us. My name is Chris Murphy, saying keep it smooth, keep it smart, and if you can't do that, at least keep it entertaining for the folks at home. We'll see you next time. Good night.